Hi, you guys. Great to see you. Happy Tuesday here on Facebook. Deborah King, our regular Tuesday show. And I'd like to talk first about the moon. So I've been kind of on the moon for a few days now because I think it's such a critical time and I really want to bring your attention to it. It's not too late. It's still full. Kind of here's the story. This is a really special moon, this one that's been live and huge and in your window, I hope, for a couple of days now. And there's a lot of spiritual significance, not just to today's moon, but to our whole lunar cycle. So let's kind of talk about that for a minute, because it has a lot to do with your spiritual development. So our moon and the sun both emanate frequencies that impact us as human beings, as well as every other living thing and inanimate thing on our planet. We're very impacted by our sun and our moon. And, you know, the moon really affects the tides of the ocean on the earth, as well as the water inside your body, as well as your menstrual cycle if you're a woman. The moon affects our emotions, our behavior, and our consciousness. So again, it's a really spiritual thing, and it doesn't get as much bandwidth as it should. So that's why I'm focused on it today. So the sun represents your outer world, all right? Your identity, your personality, your ego. It's very third chakra. You know, it's all about identity. It represents how you shine your light into the world. It also is all about the present moment. It's very yang, you know, it's very much the masculine archetype. Now, the sun offers strength, it offers courage, and it offers a lot of illumination. But where we really get illumination on ourselves and our inner world is from the moon. And the moon is all about your secret emotions, the desires that are deep in your heart, your unconscious beliefs and feelings that maybe you don't want to address and aren't in touch with. And it's all about your past, your yin, your feminine archetype. Again, whether you're male or female. So the moon offers us a lot of instruction on how to feel, how to learn from the past, and how to unlock our creativity, our very essence. So if you look at the cycle of the moon, it starts with a new moon, right? We're at a full moon right now, but I'm going to flash back now on a new moon. The new moon is the beginning of typically a 29-day lunar calendar. And during the new moon phase, the moon is sitting about halfway between the earth and the sun. And so the sun is shining on what we call the dark side of the moon. That's the side of the moon we never see. So as a result, we can't see the moon because it's not illuminated. And at that time, the moon and the sun are in the same zodiac sign. It's kind of an interesting point. This gives more concentration of energy. Now, during this new moon time, it's a great time to set intentions, to, I would suggest writing them down, write down your goals. It's like fertile ground. It's like, you know, it's like planting something in the spring. It's dark. Okay, it's dark then. And you can really send your consciousness toward things you want to develop, your feelings, your desires. You might, during a new moon, you might sit in contemplation. I won't say meditation, because when you're meditating, I hope you're not thinking about anything. You're simply meditating as an activity all of its own. You're not focused on a thought object. But afterwards, you might take a moment and focus on, after your meditation, focus on a little something like your biggest intention. What do you most want? And you could try to manifest that during that lunar cycle. You could even you could even write out your intention and sign it, for example, sign it, and so it is, and manifest it that way. You could have a little ceremony for this purpose. So take the little thing you've written then and put it on your altar, or maybe even on your pillow, under your pillow where you sleep. That's the new moon phase. Now let's talk about the waxing moon. The waxing moon is the phase as it transitions from new to full. And we were just there like a week ago, right? And it's gradually increasing the part that's illuminated that we can see, so it looks bigger. And this is a period of, crescent. It's also called crescent or first quarter. And this is where you can really allow your dreams and your curiosity to be your guide here. You're trying to manifest desire into form. Here you can try to intend to release fear, release the desire to control. You'll have better luck manifesting desires if you let go of fear and control. And, instead just delight in feeling things. Just be so glad you feel. And here's where you can really invite synchronicity into your life and, have a little belief in magic. Take back the wonderment of a child. This is very the waxing phase, okay? And hopefully it's a happy time. You might watch a lot of light entertainment, just be kind of light at this phase. Now let's talk about the full moon, the one we're in yesterday and today. So this is a big deal. This is a really important moon. And the full moon doesn't mark the end of the cycle, it marks the midpoint of this 29-day cycle. And I hope you got a chance to see the moon, if not last night or this morning. Aim for tonight or even tomorrow morning, because it's so perfectly full right now. It's 100% of its surface is illuminated by the sun. We aren't going to see another moon this bright for another 7 years. So take advantage. It's very, very white. And, astronomers call this the perigee moon. That's when it gets closest to Earth. It's 25,000 miles closer right now. That's why it appears so big and so bright. So its effect is much stronger on you. I hope you've been doing what I've been doing and will continue to do tonight, tomorrow, and tomorrow night, is meditate under it. I'm lucky. I have a south-facing second-story window that's huge. And so, I get about 3 or 4 hours of moonlight in the middle of the night. You may have to work harder at it. You may have to go outside. If you're in a lightly lit city, you may have to, go out into the outskirts to get some areas where there's not as much light toxicity, from habitation. But you want to get a glance at this moon, all right? Take a look at my newsletter that went out yesterday. I sent it a day early because I wanted you to read about this and see this moon and look at the image that we found of tonight's moon. It's pretty spectacular on a snow scene. This is often called the snow moon. It's called the bone moon because there's very little to eat for people who were in more primitive cultures in February. It's also called the trapper moon because, of course, an animal will have its heaviest fur in February. Hunting would be best, midwinter. Those are the Native American names. That's the old farmer's almanac name, the trapper moon. And of course the snow moon, because snow is so heavy this month. So take a look at that image. It's particularly compelling. That's in my newsletter yesterday. So during a full moon, the moon is sitting right opposite the sun, and it's reflecting the light of the sun to us. It's very impactful on your spiritual development. Now, at this point, the moon and the sun are on opposite sides of the zodiac, and this makes it a little more challenging because here you have the potential for harmony within you if you're balancing your strength and your softness. They could be a natural harmonic balance. So the energy of a full moon is really heightened and really impacts your emotions. You probably can feel it. You probably feel things more strongly right now. You probably dream more right now. Be sure to record your dreams. Either, grab your phone and make a quick audio recording, or grab a pen and, I have trouble with that as I never can read my handwriting the next day in the dark, but audio works really well. But one way or another, record your dreams and be okay with the fact you might feel more friction during a full moon because you're more sensitive. You're more attuned to your emotions. Great time for you to find out what you feel, but also know there's tremendous possibility at this time of year. And this, I should say, this time of a lunar cycle. This is a great time for gratitude. Terrific time to be just acknowledging the beauty of life itself. You're so lucky to be alive and to be experiencing this incredible moon. You may also feel a burning desire to be creative. That's the moon. That's the moon's push for you to develop your creativity. So this is the time for you to kind of go into surrender to your heart's desires and acknowledge them, really acknowledge them. So I want to encourage you to moon bathe, like I was talking just a minute ago. I have the advantage of this big south-facing giant piece of glass. If you can't moon bathe indoors this time of year, unless you're living in the Southern Hemisphere, it's pretty hard to go outside and moon bathe, but be sure you do so in the summer. You want to be sure to take a walk under the moon in your shorts and halter top, for a good hour in the summertime under a full moon, or, just lay on the grass and, get a lot of moon. In the winter, do it through the windows. Even just your face alone will give you a tremendous boost. This moon in particular, keep emphasizing how powerful this particular moon is for opening your higher chakras. So you might think about having a full moon ceremony, lighting a candle, stating your intentions out loud, sitting in a sacred circle, as we are right now. This is very much a sacred circle. This is a great time to, give out loving energy to the whole planet and everyone on it. It's also a great time to cleanse your crystals. Put them outside in the moon as long as it's a dry night. As long as it's not snowing or raining, put your crystals outside, and the lunar activity will infuse and clear the crystal. So the waning moon is when it goes from full back to new. So there's that part of the cycle, and obviously the size we can see decreases at this point. We're going more back to the dark side. They would call this the last quarter. The last quarter is as the energy slowly moves inward, and that waning moon is all about reflection and review and contemplation and non-judgment. So each phase of the moon has something different, offers you a different perspective and something different for you to focus on. That last phase, you're very much the observer. This is a technique you want to master, to just observe your life and observe all of the hubbub and chaos. And just as we talked yesterday, for those of you that attended my soul call yesterday, I talked about floating above all of that chaos and seeing it just as an episode in your life, not the full melodrama of your whole life, but just one episode. And so you can kind of cruise up there because you're meditating. You see, you just sort of cruise along, and nothing is really draining you or exhausting you, because you're charged by the moon, you're charged by the sun, you're supercharged by your meditation. So, I want to encourage you to honor your strengths, honor your accomplishments, honor your self-realizations. When you discover something about yourself, even if it's something other people find unpleasant, you have to have a sense of humor about it. You think, oh, now I can see it. I have this great new vision. Good for me. And, be light with yourself. Always, always be kind to yourself. And recognize your personal evolution. Really reward yourself and compliment yourself. So again, this last phase of the moon is a great time to recognize inside yourself maybe thoughts and patterns that are negative or bad habits. Good time to get rid of them, right? And you can love your shadow with your whole heart and intend to integrate it, which will make it no longer a shadow, and the bad habit or propensity will simply disappear. You don't have to beat yourself up. Just by becoming aware, self-awareness is the key to everything. So things will just disappear. Things that maybe you don't admire about yourself. We all have some, right? We all do. So I want to give you 7 tips to work with this full moon energy, and you'll find these also in my blog, my newsletter yesterday. So one is, hey, this is a time to be calm. And this full moon right now, yesterday, today, tomorrow, very calming energy, not stimulating. You can even lay under it and still be half asleep and then go to sleep. I promise you, it's not going to keep you awake. It's not one of those types of energy that wakes you up and keeps you awake all night like some moons do. This is not that way. So powerful time for forgiveness, powerful time for gratefulness. These are the things you want to do under this moon. As I mentioned, spend time under it, inside or out. Have a clear intention of what you're trying to manifest. Focus on your dreams. So I'm just reviewing now and summarizing. Again, perfect time for sacred circle as we're having at the moment. And we're going to meditate in just a second, a little bit under this full moon that we can still feel, even if you're on a part of the planet like I am right now in the sunshine and can't see it. It's there, of course. So people on the East Coast of the US are almost able to see the moon at this point. Maybe they are. Certainly in Europe, you can. And in Asia, you're looking at the new moon and it's the full moon in its newness in the morning right now. So, you know, just be open to yourself spiritually. Know that this particular moon stimulates the chakras above your head. That would be 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, especially. Really stimulates them like a lotus that's trying to open. The stimulus of this moon just gets a petal at a time, a petal at a time. It's very beautiful. And just know that your higher chakras are opening. They are receptive to hearing my voice, and they're receptive to the moon. So you might want to do a ritual that connects you to goddess energy, male or female. Remember, we all have the goddess side to ourselves. And the moon, of course, is the feminine companion to the masculine sun. And great week to express your creativity, music, dance, cooking, writing, you know, whatever your creative bent is, art. Terrific time for that with the full moon, just a terrific time. And remember the old lullaby, I see the moon and the moon sees me. God bless the moon and God bless me. Okay, all about the moon, huh? Let's bring some people up on the panel with me. We will do a little moon meditation here. So I'll go to the attendees and I see a few people joining me already. I see Kathy. Maybe we can get half a dozen people to come be with me, and Nancy. Great to see you guys. Get some fellow meditators just to sort of set the tone. Hey, Carl, are you available? See if I can promote you and you can come join me. My friend Carl Black, if he's got his camera available. Hi, Carl, good to see you. And Leslie, hi, Leslie, and Suzanne. So that makes 6 of us. We can start with that. Everybody can hear me okay? Great, great. All right, so let me just make one, I just need to make one little, I see one other person I'd like to invite up. Hold on. Everybody saw the moon last night or this morning? Pretty amazing, huh, you guys? Anybody have a comment? One of our panelists here have a remark?
It felt magical to me, Deborah. I mean, the moon always feels magical, but it felt
Very much for
bigger,
brighter,
more real, more
Thank you as well.
closer. I guess it really was closer. The
Yeah.
paradigm, like you said.
And that image I found that I posted in my blog and newsletter, I have to tell you, really took me back to when I used to ski mountaineer. Ski mountaineering is a sport where you're outside the bounds of any human resort or anything, and you have skins on the bottom of your skis, and you're just skiing into the moonlight. It's pretty powerful. December, January, February. I really remember it. I got very nostalgic picking that image. All right, so you guys all might mute yourselves just in case the dog wanders in your room and starts barking or something. And we're just going to do a short, let's say 10-minute meditation. For all of those who are joining us on Facebook, use any format you like. You can, if you don't have if I haven't taught you to meditate and I haven't given you a mantra, you can just close your eyes and picture the moon. All right. And now slowly starting to come back to the room. No rush. Take your time. So I'd like to talk a little more about this moon. Open the conversation here to panelists and anyone else who wants to raise their hand. Kathy, what were you going to say? Start with Kathy, upper left.
I love group meditation. It's so much easier to feel the wave.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, especially with the moon being invited in our meditation today.
I would go longer, except we have a lot of new people on the call, and it's better to start with something short that doesn't blow them out of the saddle.
It was lovely to have meditation under the moon last night too. You could really feel the energy, the upper energies going.
Good.
And it reminded me of just a tiny little short poem I wrote years ago while looking at the moon.
Share it with us.
And it was, I asked the moon, what can I do? She simply said, reflect the light.
Oh.
And it had a lot of meaning to me. And today it just means the great opportunity we have with every circumstance to reflect a great deal of light or not. But yes, I love feeling the energy of the moon, and we're lucky enough to have a home whose windows face so I can watch the moon pass in the evening. So it was beautiful. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Kathy. And we have a question here from XT. XT is that your code name? XT? I don't think your camera is quite, but XT, we can hear you, can't see you. Did you have a question?
It's not coming in and it gets stuck because it is tipped just a little
You'll
bit like that.
cut
We
it
might have
open
to-
and-
well, no, we might have to brace it
It's okay, we can hear you.
up
okay.
and do other things too.
Sure.
So in 3 months, we need an appointment to take care.
I think we lost her. How about Albeta? Did you have a question? I see people with their hands in the air here. How about Ardell? Ardell looks like she has something to contribute. Just raise your hands, you guys, if you want to hop up and share information or ideas. Can't hear you, Ardell. You're muted. Let me unmute you. There you go. Hi there.
Hi.
Northern
just
Canada, right? I bet it's cold.
It's warming slightly.
What's that mean? 30 below?
I think our wind chills may be 25 below.
Oh,
Better than it was. I'm sorry, I just joined the call,
all right.
so I'm not sure what the discussion even is.
We're talking about last night's moon. Did you see it?
Oh, yes, I did.
What'd you think?
In spite of our cold, it was such a warm moon.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely enormous.
Welcome aboard United Flight 2099 with
Let me
service
see if I can find out where that's coming
plus.
from. Sorry, you guys. Got somebody with an open mic. How about Leslie? Good to see you, Ardell.
Thank you.
Hi, Leslie. Here, let me unmute you. There you
Okay.
go. Good to have you.
Thank you so much. I found the moon to be very awesome, and it's caused a lot of changes in what I'm seeing with some of my clients. A lot of swinging with behaviors, some crying, some happy, those types of
Tell
things.
everybody what your practice involves. What sort of
Massage therapy.
uh-huh.
Yeah. So I do mostly medical massage. So I have people that come for medical purposes normally. However, I've seen a lot of people recently for energy healing.
Uh-huh. Interesting. Well,
I
that's
did my
where
first
you're headed.
elation yesterday, which was
Wow.
amazing.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. And the person got a lot out of it. She had when I hit the third chakra area, the tears started to flow. It was really amazing.
Well, and the moon helps you right now with that kind of work. See, because the moon opens us up to our emotions. They're not as blocked. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was really great.
Good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. How about Zana? I see you're here, Zana. Do you have something to share?
Yes.
Hi there.
Yes. Hi. Yes, I watched moon yesterday through my window, and it was beautiful.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you can use a window, gang. You don't have to go out and freeze.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
I felt that energy very nicely.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's yes. Go ahead, Nancy.
Yeah, I just wanted to piggyback on what both Ardell and Kathy said. I felt like, unusually for me, this moon felt warmer, and it also felt, I don't know, brighter, more welcoming.
Yeah, good. You see, you're feeling the difference. This is a warmer, more calming moon.
Usually the moon is kind of cold and brittle and distant to me. And I felt, like I said, it felt more friendly. And I thought about the people, like the primitive people, and that traveled through the woods like way before we had electricity, and they could see everything by a moon like this, and it probably felt like a friendly helper. Or like Harriet Tubman bringing the slaves north, from the something like
good point. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. Lots of moons, full moons. I have to drop drapes because it's so stimulating. I can't sleep all night. But this moon, I find I can just sleep right under.
Yeah,
it's a pretty calming, and it will keep you calm all day. Yeah, it's very interesting. Good, Nancy. And Cynthia, you're far north, right?
Yes. Yeah, it's extremely cold here,
Uh-huh.
but the temperature has become a little milder, but it's still too cold to be outside. Today there's a wind, so the wind chill is kind of uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
What I've done with the moon is actually rearranged my living room right now. I have a nice big east picture window where I usually see the moon when it rises. And then I have a south window where I can go there and sit in the moonlight. So last night I moved a love seat in front of the south window, and I just curled up on the love seat and allowed the moonlight to just cast on my face.
Mm-hmm.
And I fell asleep for a while. So I just thought I'm going to do that again.
How to do it.
Yeah.
Right. Good for you, Cynthia. That's really helpful to viewers here. Gives them an idea how to pull it off. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I just rearranged my living room for a while.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Neat. All right. Good to see you. And hey, Linda. Linda's also up in the far north, Canada. What was your deal with the moon? You're muted. Hold on.
Am I better now?
There you go. Yes.
The moon was very beautiful last night, but I didn't stay out very long in it. I am struggling with some up and down circular motions and very weepy and whatnot. And it's kind of, I think it's stirring things up.
Yeah, the moon.
Either that or stirring things down.
Well, it does. It stirs all the water in your body. You're mostly water.
I
Yeah.
felt it before it started. About
emotions.
week and a half to 2 weeks, I've been like this. And, yeah.
Well, and you know, your emotions are on that level of the field, the water level of the field. So if you're headed that way or need to go that way to clear something, this moon will do it.
Yeah.
Moon, what I found is my dreams are a lot more vivid.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not always thrilled with that because I get a lot of advanced information and dreams about other people. And I'm like, oh no, I didn't want to know that. I do get that. Well, great being with you all. I am rapidly getting ready for an event that's coming up later this week, the Conscious Life Expo in Los Angeles. I'll talk about it for a second. It is a big event, and there are lots of speakers like myself, as well as I'm proud to say I have 6 senior teachers from the Deborah King Center who are also speaking at this event. So let me blow the horn a little bit for them. If you're anywhere on the West Coast, you should really try to drop in and see us. It starts on Friday around 4 in the afternoon and runs till Sunday at the end of the day. And it'll be a really fun place to be. You can also pick it up by live stream. I'll get somebody here to drop the live stream link. Let me ask someone here. I'll get it dropped here in the chat window. You can stream the weekend, and you might want to do that. What I noticed about their streaming package was A, it was inexpensive, and B, it comes with some membership in Gaia, which has become not a bad TV channel to secure. And you might want to take a second and take a look at their offer and see if it appeals to you. All right, I will leave the window open so you guys can pick up the link. I won't close it out. Great to see everybody. Great to see such attendance. Hey, Carl, I understand Carl's coming to the event, so I'm looking forward to seeing you, Carl. And until next time, everybody take care.
Take care.